Imagine you're in a logistics environment and the devices that you're using should never go down. In this case, tracking device details like battery level, network switches, cellular signal, and other parameters is crucial for smooth operations, like ensuring on-time deliveries. But here's the challenge. As an organization, you often don't know when a battery is about to fail until a worker is stranded mid-shift, or when an app is glitching, causing delays in scanning packages. You only hear about it when the frustration peaks, when the user calls in to complain. And that's already too late. What if you could detect these issues before your users even notice them? Get ahead of slowdowns, failures, or outages, and fix them before they impact your operations. That's where Watchlist comes in. With clear visibility into the number of violations per category at the device level, you can quickly take action to troubleshoot any issues. Hi, I'm Shosh, Senior VP of Product Strategy at SOTI. In this video, we'll walk through how to configure Watchlists in SOTI XSight and explore the dashboard view that gives you powerful insights into device behavior. Now let's dive in and set up a watchlist together. To get started, head over to the hamburger menu and select Operational Intelligence. Click the drop-down Profile menu and click the plus sign to add a new watchlist profile. You'll see the Configure Watchlist Profile window pop up. This is where we'll add all the important details. First, give your watchlist a name that's easy to recognize. Then, select the platform, either Android or Windows. Next, choose the SOTI Mobi Control instance you want to use. From the instance dropdown, you can select the groups of devices you want to monitor. For example, if you want to keep an eye on both warehouse and storefront devices, select both groups to include them in your watch list. If you prefer different conditions for warehouse devices compared to storefront devices, you can create two separate watch lists. Now let's start setting the conditions for your watch list. Click on the plus sign to add a condition. This is where you define what normal versus abnormal looks like for your devices. You can choose from various parameters such as hourly drops, memory usage, battery discharge, Wi-Fi signal, cellular signal, and more. So why does this matter? In environments like logistics or retail, poor battery performance, frequent network switching, or weak signals can bring operations to a halt. Watchlist helps surface those issues early so you can intervene before a delivery is delayed or a point-of-sale system goes down. In addition to available topics, you can configure shared topics that can pull data from third-party apps through XTSock and SOTI Snap apps. Visit our help documentation to learn more about shared topics. Choose the parameter you want to monitor and set the threshold to trigger alerts when it meets your defined threshold. Let's take device check-in as an example. All devices in our business should check in within 2 days. So we'll set the check-in threshold and specify the number of days as shown. You can also configure the days from which the device is in a prolonged, missed check-in state. Want to add more? Let's do another example for Wi-Fi signal. In this case, Wi-Fi signal can drop for a short period of time, but we want to know if the Wi-Fi signal is below 25% for at least 15 minutes continuously in the span of 1 hour. Let's configure battery discharge, which follows a similar logic. Turn on the toggle Display on Dashboard to be able to see this condition in the dashboard and to be able to enable notifications for this condition. Next, we can configure combined conditions. This is useful if you want alerts for scenarios that meet multiple criteria at once. For instance, if you want to receive notifications when both the battery is draining quickly and the Wi-Fi signal is unstable, create a combined condition and give it a clear descriptive name. Just select the properties for each condition and name the combined condition. But even with the right conditions set, they won't be much help if no one is watching the dashboard. So that's where email notifications comes in. Imagine a fleet manager who needs to act fast if drivers' devices lose connectivity. Without real-time notifications, these disruptions could go unnoticed, causing delays or even worse, SLA breaches. Now let's set up email notifications to ensure you never miss an important alert. See how often you want to receive these notifications, choose the language and date style that suits your needs, and ensure the time zone matches your business needs. If your administrator has already set up an outbound email service, you can pick the Send From option and add the recipients who should receive these notifications. And finally, let's talk about permissions. Not every user should be able to view or modify every watch list. For instance, you might want your IT admins to manage these profiles, but give your operations managers read-only access so they can monitor device health without making changes. In this window, you can set permissions to control who can view and manage this watchlist profile. Choose the user groups that should have access to view or manage these profiles, and click Finish to complete the setup. And that's it! Your watchlist is all set up and ready for action. You can now monitor your devices more effectively, receive notifications when device behavior goes beyond your set thresholds, and take proactive measures to maintain optimal performance. Need a quick snapshot of your fleet's performance, device health, or potential issues before they become incidents? This is where it all comes together. To start, you'll see some interactive charts summarizing your device's details based on the watch list. You'll notice that you can select between current devices and departed devices from the dashboard dropdown. Departed devices are those that have left the watch list for various reasons. Maybe their conditions are no longer met, or they've been moved to a different group. This separation helps you keep a close eye on what's happening. For example, if a warehouse device that was discharging too quickly suddenly disappears from the watch list, you'll know whether it's been fixed, replaced, or moved, and whether you need to follow up. Now let's talk about the charts. The watch list conditions shows device counts of all devices that have violated our conditions. The days in watch list chart tracks how long each device has been in the watch list for. These charts are more than just visuals. They help you quickly spot patterns, like recurring battery issues in a specific department or network instability tied to certain models. They are also interactive, and you can click on elements within a chart to drill down further and filter your data for a deep understanding of what's going on. Let's say you notice a spike in check-in drops for a group of delivery devices. You can click right into that chart section to isolate the devices affected, see when the issue started, and decide if it's a device, location, or carrier problem. At the bottom of the dashboard, you'll find a device table that provides a detailed view of all devices assigned to your watchlist profile. This table includes device details like device name, ID, group, and the basic properties of each device. Want to learn more about a specific device? Click the device dropdown for a detailed view of any violated conditions and when the device joined the watch list. This allows you to track how long a device has been underperforming and evaluate whether the issue is escalating, persisting, or resolving. For instance, if a device has been repeatedly violating battery thresholds for multiple days, it might be time for a replacement or remote maintenance. With all these insights at your fingertips, SOTI XSight's Watchlist dashboard empowers you to proactively monitor device behavior, detect issues early, and keep your fleet running smoothly. Set custom conditions to track device performance and maintain seamless operations, all from one centralized dashboard. Stay ahead of potential problems and ensure your devices are performing at their best with SOTI XSight. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for the latest updates.